Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. Welcome back to the Crafting Brothers. A buddy of mine online, he goes by the handle Almighty N, and it's a cool guy. We go back and forth. I send him some stuff, he sends me some stuff. Well, recently I was watching one of his videos on the World of Warcraft miniatures, and he got a miniature that was so cool, and I said, I gotta go to the dollar store and buy some. So I bought 9 boxes of these World of Warcraft miniatures, and I did not get that minifigure. I was really upset. He was nice enough to send me a box, and in this box was that figure. He sent me a couple other things too. He sent me this cool lion. I have another lion, but now I have a pride of lions, I think they're called. So that's kind of cool. He also sent me this little unpainted, kind of a pirate type character carrying a treasure chest with a sword. I think I might try and paint that guy up eventually and use him in my game. He also sent me a human ranger. A human ranger, which is kind of fun. I don't have too many of those. So that's a neat character. He will definitely share, he or she, I'm not sure what it is. But they will definitely get use in my game for sure. And now here's the creme de la creme. This is the character I was hoping to get, and I didn't get. And I saw this character, and the very first thing that came to my mind was, of course, if you haven't guessed already, the Golden Voyage of Sinbad.
To the death, Kali. Death to our enemy.
So I thought it would be a great idea to take this character and pay kind of an homage to Ray Harryhausen, who did all the stop motion animation for that character, and turn this character into the character from Golden Voyage of Sinbad. So the first thing I want to do here is I need to make this character look like stone. And my brother had a really cool technique that he shared with me. I'm going to use this grout. I'm going to get this whole character wet somehow. I'm going to try and figure out how to do it. I might do a test on some other characters first. But I'm going to take this, get this character all wet with some watered down PVA glue or something. And I'm going to dip it in this grout and make sure that it gets all around. And it's going to give it this stone type of texture. Then I'm going to repaint it and make it look like a stone statue come to life. I think I'm also going to add some swords in each hand to give it that six-handed sword look. And I think if you encountered this creature in the D&D game, in the world of D&D, the stats would be great. I think he would have maybe 6 different attacks with different swords. I think he'll have 2 broadswords, and maybe I'll give him some other type of swords down here, something like that. So let's head to the studio and let's see what we can do with it. So I decided to use these dollar store zombies I had for my test subjects. And the first attempt, I just put on a whole bunch of PVA glue, globbed it on there, and wiped it around with my finger, and I immediately knew that this was not going to work because the globs of glue were actually getting into all the recesses and obscuring the detail of the miniature. So I set that one aside and grabbed another zombie volunteer, and this time I decided I was going to take the glue and just put it on my finger and spread it on real thin as I could possibly get it. So it's a little hard. I tried watered down glue, but it just pooled at the bottom, so I didn't want to use watered down glue. This seemed to work pretty good. I dumped it in the bag and I shuffled it around. And as you can see here, when I pull it out, it actually looks like stone texture on the zombie. So I was getting somewhere. But my issue was it was a little thick. It was still a little too thick. And if you see the original miniature here, there's too much detail that would be obscured. So I needed to find something that would produce a really thin coat. And of course, I squirted myself. So after I cleaned my hands, this polyurethane seemed to do the trick. It just created a nice little thin layer, and when I dipped it into the grout, it looks like it's going to be a good thing. I used my fingers to knock off the excess, and then look at this. This actually looks like stone, but retains some of the original features. Do we have a winner? Or is that too thick of a coat? So while I was trying to figure that out, I decided to print up some nice swords. And what I did is I cut the top and the bottom of the hilt and fitted inside the hand of the character to make it look like the scimitar is sticking out of the top and the butt of the hilt is sticking out of the bottom. It was fairly easy to do until I got to this bottom part. That's actually not that easy. But I did figure it out and it looks really good, so I just duplicated the process for the other hands. And now while I was doing this, I had kind of a brainstorm to figure out kind of a light dusting coat for the grout. What I found was this fine powder shaker they use at various restaurants and coffee shops. So I took a sample character outside and I decided to give it a test. This is a character that has lots of detail like the one I'm using. And I think it worked really good just shaking on a really thin layer of this powder. Look at that. Yeah. I think this is going to work perfectly. I also hit it with a little black spray primer just to see what it was going to look like after it's all painted. And as you can see here, it looks like it's going to turn out perfectly. All that's left to do now is the real character. Okay, really? Like the moron that I am, I accidentally sprayed black spray paint on this character instead of the polyurethane. So it's gonna be okay because it's just a thin layer of black in the meantime. But I have to do it again with the polyurethane. All right, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. So character looks like he's got a little black spray paint on, but that's okay. I need to get that texture. So here we go. Perfect. Perfect. Wipe a little off the face so I can retain some of the face. I think that was perfect. So the last thing left to do was hit it with some black spray primer and then begin the painting process. Thank you guys for joining me, and thank you to Daniel over at Almighty N for sending me this amazing figure. This was actually a lot of fun. We have some really cool things coming up, so I'll see you next time with another cool video.